Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family. In today's video, we'll be doing a World Cup ranking. I believe these are all the 36 teams that have made it to the World Cup, if I'm 100% correct. Obviously, some teams are left to qualify, but we have all the big ones right here. So let's do a World Cup favorites. Who's going to win the World Cup? Who are my favorites? Who are my secondary favorites? And so on. First of all, Canada. I mean, I couldn't care less about these teams, honestly. I'm going to put them in C. Mexico obviously recently won the Gold Cup. Both of them obviously have home advantage. Mexico usually do well in World Cup, so I'm put them in B. America, once again, home nation. And majority of the World Cup will be obviously in America. Maybe that will give them some, I don't know, experience, motivation. Japan, B as well. Good team. I think this is New Zealand. Yeah, no chance. Iran. I'm going to put Iran here. All right, finally we come to a big nation. We have Argentina. I think most people will put Argentina in S. And I think I would agree. I think Argentina are not as good as they were in the World Cup 2022. We saw that the Copa America. Yes, they won the Copa America. Not as convincing maybe as it should be. And the star player of the World Cup in 2022, Lionel Messi, was not the star player of the Copa America. It was Lautaro Martinez. It was Emiliano Martinez. It was other players. Now that Messi wasn't good, but he wasn't the same Messi. And, you know, some people say, oh, but they still got Messi. Yeah, okay, they still got Messi, but it's not going to be the same. So I think Argentina are going to come in as one of the favorites, but I don't see them winning the World Cup. Uzbekistan, first time in the World Cup, shout out to them. South Korea, C. Jordan, C. Australia, B. Brazil, finally another big nation right here. Brazil, obviously, there's still 6 months. Carlo Ancelotti just came in. I think he will try to get the best out of Vinicius, Rodrigo, the attacking of Brazil, make the defense midfield more solidified. Hopefully calls up Thiago Silva as well. Thiago Silva, I've seen reports he's looking for a move to AC Milan to higher his likelihood of making the World Cup squad. But with all due respect, I got to put them in A. I don't think they're one of the favorites going into this World Cup, even if it's Brazil. Ecuador finished second in the South American qualifiers, and they're a top nation. William Pacho, Moises Caicedo, Odriozola, the right back from Club Brugge, Hincapié, Valencia, top team. They were one of my cheeky shouts for the 2022 World Cup. I did watch all of their games. They were really good, but they, you know, it was their first World Cup, I think, in a while, and you know, they lost games and dropped points they shouldn't have dropped. But I'm going to put them at A. I think they're a very strong team coming into this tournament. And they will feel confident that they can, you know, go far in this World Cup, definitely. Next up is Uruguay. I'm going to put them in here. Another, you know, very tough team to beat. Atletico Madrid-esque. South America. Dominating the A. And I'm going to put Colombia there as well. All of these teams are teams you would not want to face. All tough teams in their own way. Brazil with their attacking. Ecuador with more the team-orientedness. Atletico, Uruguay, basically the Atletico Madrid of international football. And Colombia, they're a good side as well. Paraguay, I don't know. Put them in C. Morocco, put them in A as well. Finished semi-final in the World Cup and have only improved. They recently won the Under-17 World Cup, I believe, against Argentina in the final. So their future is looking better and better every single day. So I think definitely Morocco is up there. Tunisia, probably C. Egypt, probably C. These, I mean, irrelevant nations. Algeria, shout out to Algeria. Yeah, I'm going to put us at C as well. Ghana, I don't know about Ghana. Put them here. Cabo Verde, put them here. South Africa, I've heard South Africa are good. I'm going to put them C. All right, here we have the nations left. Qatar, put them C as well. They should be doing better this time. Second year in the World Cup. All right, now we got some bigger nations here. England. You know, England, we have to be fully honest. It's a bit like Arsenal. It's an elephant in the room you don't want to discuss. And you don't want to discuss them, especially now because, you know, there's a higher likelihood they'll actually win the trophy they've been out for a very long time. And England, you have to be, you know, respectfully say it. 2018, they made the semi. 2021, they made the final. 2022, quarters, but they lost to France. And then obviously they reached the final of the Euro. So this has been a very consistent team, a bit similar to France in recent national team competitions. They have Thomas Tuchel, who is a top manager. I think they scored 22 goals, conceded 0. Basically the Arsenal of international football. I have them as more of a favorite than Argentina going into this World Cup. I don't want England to win. Just like I don't want Arsenal to win the Premier League, but I will always be honest. I will always, my opinion about them from the actual truth. England are definitely coming in as one of the favorites. And if anyone's doubting England to potentially win it, they're just lying to themselves. Yes, England haven't won an international trophy since 1958 when they won the World Cup with Bobby Moore. But that doesn't mean anything. It's like Paris Saint-Germain last season. Genuine people had the argument that, PSG can't win the UCL this season because they've never won one before. I mean, that logic does not make sense and will never make sense. So I have England as one of the favorites. Saudi Arabia, I guess C as well. Ivory Coast, I guess C. I don't know, man. These teams are, as I said, irrelevant in the grand scheme. Next up is France. And I'm going to put France ahead of Argentina as well. Because the thing with France, a bit similar to England, is that consistency. 2016, final. 2018, won it. 2021, upset in the round of 16. 2022 final, and then 2020 semi-final versus Spain they lost. So once again, a team that is consistently making it there. Obviously Didier Deschamps should be leaving the national team with Zidane coming in soon, but France have just way too much talent, way too much experience to be undermined going into a World Cup. But I'm gonna be honest, I think I will put England ahead of them. I think as a unit, I think as a squad, and with the addition of Thomas Tuchel as the manager, I have England as bigger favorites than France going into this World Cup. Croatia, put them at B. Norway. Wait, what? Norway obviously won all of their qualifier games. Haaland absolutely cooking. We'll finally get to see him at the World Cup. Put them at B. Put them at B. One of the strongest European nations coming into this, apart from, the nations that people know about. Netherlands, before we take the last two there. Netherlands, I'm going to put in A. I think they're coming in as a strong side. Not one of the favorites, but definitely need the respect and recognition for being one of the top teams coming into the tournament. Same thing with Germany. The thing with Germany, when you look at the recent Euros, I think them and Spain were parallel. They were absolutely insane. Both of the national teams were very good in that in the Euro, and maybe it was a coin toss who was the best. Germany should have gotten a penalty for that Kukureya handball as well, but since then they haven't been the same. They haven't looked that good. They obviously lost the Nations League semi versus Portugal. I watched that game, so I'm gonna put Germany here. Germany's always Germany, but they're not coming in as one of the favorites. And then we have Portugal. I just noticed that Spain is missing. Well, you know what? Algeria will represent Spain. There we go. Algeria represents Spain. Let's do the order. Let's do the ranking. This has been my opinion / my feeling. Is Portugal to win the World Cup? I believe Portugal are the favorites of the World Cup. They won the Nations League recently versus Spain, and people will say, yes, nobody cares about the Nations League, but they faced Spain and they beat them. And this Portugal side is better than the Portugal side we saw at the Euros, and since then, they've gotten even better. They've started to integrate João Neves into that midfield, creating a double pivot with Vitinha, just like at Paris Saint-Germain, and Bruno Fernandes ahead of them. And, giving them game time and creating chemistry will only improve. Cristiano Ronaldo, they're getting the most efficient version of Cristiano Ronaldo in the Portuguese national team ever since he's gotten really old, and other players are stepping up. Semedo's looking good. They have Nuno Mendes. Diego Costa is a good keeper. Portugal are my favorites going into this World Cup. And I've seen a lot of people undermine Portugal and Messi fans saying, oh, Ronaldo, why he's never going to win a World Cup. Just accept it may happen. I believe Portugal are going very strongly into this World Cup, and they will feel confident they can win it. In second place, I'm going to put England. I'm going to put Spain in third spot. I'm going to put England. They're coming in as a very solid unit. I could see a Portugal-England final. But I think England deserve their respect. They deserve their recognition for you know, how good they've been, how good they are, and how good they will be going into this tournament. They're a very tough side to beat, and it'll be very interesting how far England goes in this World Cup. Portugal first, England second, Spain third, France fourth, Argentina fifth. These are my 5 favorites going into the World Cup. If we can rank the secondary row, I'm going to put Ecuador here. I'm going to put Brazil here. I'm going to put Netherlands third. Put Morocco, Colombia, Germany. There we go. Here are the favorites. And great teams. And that finishes it off. It'll be very interesting going back. I remember I made one in the summer when I was on holiday in Algeria. And it was a little bit different. But yeah, this is how my World Cup ranking is looking so far. Obviously, I think there's only one international break. I think in March or February. And they will have some like pre-tournament games in around June against other national teams. But yeah, this is my World Cup power ranking going into the World Cup. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below. What's your 5 favorites going into this World Cup in ranking? That's been from boy PSG. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. And as usual, allez, Paris.